1 year ago, on this morning, July 1st, 2022, I woke up in a tent right here in this spot. A Coleman tent that I just set up the night before. Oh, actually, it was right here. Let's be truthful now. I put it right in front of this bush here, and I had a war for a long time, fire ants, or harvester ants actually, and I still have a problem with the same colony. They've never gone anywhere. Look, they're still coming out now, but they get less active when it gets hot. I haven't mentioned that before. I'll tell you, I notice every detail I don't mention about what I know on my channel. People just assume I don't know, or if I don't like repeat it all the time, I guess it's just typical behavior. But yeah, I know, harvester ants, fire ants. Let's start here. That next morning, first day of dawn, I planted these two plants right here. It was the aloe vera and the blue mural. The blue mural, all it was this stump back here. That's it. And it was cut on the top. And I left the top in San Jose. I don't know if it's still there, but if it is, that'd be pretty cool. I gave it to a restaurant on Winchester for their little, it was a Mexican restaurant, and they had paintings of cacti, saguaro and whatnot. I thought it'd be cool if I gave them a piece of blue mural that would grow. So if you ever see a piece of blue mural at a Mexican restaurant, it might have been from me on Winchester. And then the aloe vera I got from my brother. This thing has been through so much. It almost died when I was living in the apartment. I tried raising them in manure. It was like lawn fertilizer. I didn't really know much about what I was doing, but in the second story apartment with no balcony or outdoor space, I had to do what I had to do. I think what I ended up doing was getting sand from out here, and then I transplanted it into the sand, and I put it in a plastic pot with both the blue mural and a couple other things too that all died. I had an onion growing in here. I had other succulents that just got eaten and devoured by the animals when they came. And if you guys remember, they almost completely devoured this. Gone it nearly was. But I don't know if it's going to recover. It's still alive, but the core died, and I haven't seen a core. Like I said, this is July 1st now, and there's still no core. If it goes, that's fine, because it's got all these little ones that started growing around the side of it. So I can't remember what my brother gave this to me for. It might have been a birthday gift, but it lives on. And oh, here's a piece of pencil cholla. I got that at the it's not really picking it up. All right. I might have shown you guys already, but yeah, this piece of pencil cholla, I got it here at the borax station. There's one there, and there was a couple pieces that fell on the ground. I just picked them up. I picked up that one, and I picked up another one that I put over there, and they started growing. There's a ocotillo. I think it's doing okay. It still looks like there's green on the base. They get root rot really easy, so I gotta be careful. Everything else here just loves water, so I just try not to water around this thing too much. it is true that it's very difficult to overwater things in the desert. Really difficult once you get into the ground. All right, so let's see what else I got. The garden. The garden is nice. I mean, it could be better. It's dog proof now, but the locusts ate everything. Everything is gone. Like, just all the potatoes, my potato crops, everything I didn't pull out of here is just gone except for this right here. I did have some lettuce in here, and I almost stopped watering it because it wasn't feeding me. It was both the sun that was killing the lettuce growing in it and locusts, but I had that other tiny piece of cholla in here, pencil cholla. And since I kept watering the lettuce, it started growing. So I'm pretty happy about that. This one's growing even better than the big piece that's in the ground. I don't know, maybe because it gets more water. I'm not sure. I actually feel like I water that area over there more than I water this thing. But yeah, everything's watered this morning. That's all that's done. Yeah, pretty neat. But yeah, I'm gonna keep growing these, and I'm gonna turn all this into like some kind of cactus garden someday. It's gonna take a long time, but I'm well on the way. Just keep cloning. Look that up. There's several gardens that you can find. You can YouTube it, you can Google it. Lots of gardens you could find that started with just cutting pieces of clones and sticking them in the ground. This is my oleander. Doing good. Doesn't poison the birds. They just eat it. You see a lot of these leaves right here. These damaged leaves were from when they grow out and they're like fresh and green like this. The birds love to eat them, and they'll just peck them right off. I know I'm not the only one who had this problem. You see a lot of these dried leaves down here. A lot of people who planted oleanders last year didn't water them so much because of the monsoons and then the storms, the winter storms we got. It was so much rain, they didn't bother to water them. And even me, I was watering this, but not so much for the same reason, because of all the rain we got. And this whole area right here was covered in weeds. So I couldn't even see my plant. All I could see was just like some of the leaves in there. And so I was pouring water over the top, and not enough water was getting to it. And it started drying, but I was able to get to it in time, cleared out the weeds, and you need to get out of there. I don't trust you. Yeah, and it's turning around. But yeah, the birds, they just love to eat it, and I don't have any goats or horses or anything yet. The dog hasn't tried to eat it. The cats haven't tried to eat it, thankfully, because I know this stuff kills mammals. If you didn't know that, if I didn't mention it, I'm sure someone would have been like, oh, by the way, those are poisonous. Let's see if that grows. The onion, my Dakota fire pit. These things work well for like, it draws in air from back here. It could be more aerodynamic. I mean, the air blows in from this way mostly. So I could cut that out right there so more comes in, but I think it works fine the way it is. It's filled with ashes. I haven't cleaned it out in a while, but I'm gonna use that. But yeah, there's a lot of perks to having a Dakota fire pit. Look it up. My tripod, I love this thing. Gives me that real homestead, on the range, camping kind of feel. Target. My firewood, lots of firewood. I haven't sold any, but I've been burning it. It's like whatever. Oh, this is really good here. So this is cholla. I can't remember where I got this cholla, but it's gotten really fat since I put it in here. I've been putting lots of water in here, watering this, and yeah, it's gotten huge. And then I forgot that I put two, I think Birds of Paradise. There's another name for them, I can't remember, but I got 2 of them, 3 of them actually. I put them in this pot and they sprouted up. So I got 2 trees. The third one grew right next to this and I brought it up and transplanted it and it died right away. So I got 2, which is fine. These things, if you take care of them, they get really big. They can take heat, full sun all day long. If you're living in the desert, they're not native to the Mojave Desert or even North America, I think. I'm not sure about that, but I don't think that they're native to around here at all. But they'll make a lot of shade. So I highly recommend Birds of Paradise. My one surviving Joshua tree from last year, it's doing okay. I can't say it's doing great. Yeah, I had a whole bunch of Joshua trees that I sprouted. All of them died for one reason or another. This one barely survived. I pulled it out of the garden. You see the locusts. The biggest problem I had are critters, animals eating them. And my last one, it grew this year. This is brand new, and I had a second one that was like, it was about this tall. And the locusts came in, they ate that, and ate all the way down. Now I'm just down to these 2. This little piece right here, and the big one. So it's a year old now. Well, it'll be a year old like later this month. But yeah, I'm doing my best to try and get some Joshua trees growing. I still have seeds, and I'm gonna give it another shot, see if I can grow some more this year. Okay. Arthur is doing good. I didn't have a house here. That's a big change. Didn't have a house here a year ago. I lost the Saturn, as you guys know. I got a new car now. I got myself a Suburban. Good old American Chevy Suburban. Oh. Great news. I was starting to wonder about my yucca here, my only surviving yucca. I was starting to think this thing was dead, and then just about 3-4 days ago I looked and saw that it had some growth right in there. So it's coming around. I really hope that the locusts don't eat it. They have, you can see, eaten some here. Those are locust chew marks. I had to cover this up. This has been real tough. So the locusts even been eating the blue mural. I'm not sure if you saw that on the blue mural over there. It was scarred. This one's really scarred. I had to put a net over it. And I put ant poison, and that seems to help. It looks like it's starting to come around again, because when they chew on it, it really slows down the growth. And now the ant poison's keeping it's keeping the locusts away. Oh my gosh, there's one right there. I gotta get him out of there, because I also have a Joshua tree that's growing in there. Let's see if I can catch him. I catch these guys. Little freaking bastards are pests. They're a plague. They really are a freaking plague, I'm telling you. This is my Joshua tree. I'm not sure if you could see it in there, but I can't believe it's survived. They've chewed it down to the pit, to the dirt, 4 or 5 times already, and it keeps growing. Like it keeps trying to I keep giving it water, and it keeps coming back up. But every chance they get in there, they eat it. Hey, baby. What are you doing in there? I'm not sure why you got him. He got himself in the garden. He can't figure out a way to get out. I hope that thing's not poisoned, but whatever. Sometimes I do worry that the poison might make the birds sick, but they don't seem to be eating it. They haven't eaten any of it. I still worry about it, but yeah, they haven't eaten it. So many of my cacti I put out here just died. I mean, not just now, but I couldn't seem to get anything to freaking grow no matter how often I watered it. This one turned around. It almost died, about half of it died, and now it's finally coming back around. I don't know if it was because I put them in the ground in the winter, might have something to do with it, but yeah, this one's doing good. It's a prickly pear. I don't know what kind of prickly pear. And here's the more common prickly pear you guys have seen. This one, you remember this one? I got it in, I think it was August or September, maybe October, somewhere around there, August, September. Almost died. And again, like, it's really hard to overwater things, so I just started watering the hell out of things, and it's kind of turning around. That little chicken. It stopped dying anyways. That little rooster got himself in the garden and can't figure his way out. Cheep, cheep. Beep, beep. Come on. Cheep, cheep. Come on, you want out? Okay. So I came here with 3 crows. That was it. Here we are a year later. I have no crows. Lost them all. Sad news, I know. Morgan passed away. It was devastating for me. Gut-wrenching. Bad thoughts. But now I got chickens. I got Arthur, which I got him when I already had the crows. Got him in August. The 2 cats, which I never asked for, which are, they're cool, I guess, but they're just as much problems as they are helping anything. I planted this one out here, so this is like the only cactus that I've planted out way out here, and then it's actually surviving and doing well. And I think it's because of all the shade that it gets. It started to dry out, and I started watering it more. Same thing, and now it actually looks like, I'm not sure if you can see that. It looks like the part that was dying is like it's shedding off. It's gonna come off. I haven't seen any growth on it yet, but here's hoping. Oh, I still have more to show. So that's all out here, all for out here, except for one more thing I didn't mention. So this, I got this just outside Joshua Tree, piece of cholla, and it looks like it's been growing, but then again, something's been happening to it. And I'm thinking, sorry, the sun's so bright, it's hard for me to see what I'm actually recording and what it looks like. There we go. I think the same problem's been happening with the locusts. I didn't think they'd be eating cholla, because this stuff grows everywhere. Also, a lot of people, pretty much everybody's told me that the locusts haven't been like this ever. In all the years they've lived out here, they've never seen locust problem like this. Okay, so these are all fresh. Haven't planted anything yet, except for in this one. I got some peas that I pulled out of the chicken feed. Let's see if they grow. Some pot. I don't really care about this, to be honest. Seems pretty hardy. Wow, I never felt pot with leaves like that thick before. But that's cool. All right, this is grizzly bear cholla. Very proud of it right now. It's growing. Yikes! The hell just fucking bit me? What the hell was that? Budge. A wasp or something just stung me. Oh, is it this guy? That's who it is, yeah. Fucking, excuse my language. Oh, there's a bunch of them. They're all over here. Okay, I'm gonna get away from here. But yeah, grizzly bear cholla, really proud of it. It's growing. Another piece of the same. Did I say prickly pear cholla? No, grizzly bear cholla. Prickly pear, same one as the small one that's out there. Regular cholla from out here. The trees. I got this tree that I didn't think it was gonna survive. It's turning around. This one this one right here and this one right here, growing really big. Springtime, I'm gonna take these out and I'm gonna put them in the ground. And yeah, all these flowers and these trees I got from this this lady. What is this? Oh, some good grass. Fucking fly. Oh, okay. All right. The chickens. Last. Got the rooster here. I know it's really freaking hot and I hate doing this, but the roosters, they're they're out of control. They're attacking everything. I rearranged her cage and now they can't even both be in the cage at the same time because I guess they don't like the way I rearranged it, and now they're fighting with each other inside the cage. And yeah, I have to leave them inside there or they'll attack all the other smaller birds, and it's like they just try to kill them. Oh, great. Big surprise too, by the way. I got water. Finally got a water container. 275 gallons. Yeah, I'm sure you all know what this is. I haven't named the roosters. But yeah, so these guys, like I said in the previous video before, I got them from somebody. They were already like 4 months old when I got them. They grew a little bit, I guess. Not much. I got a lot of work I need to do in here. I mean, I'm not satisfied with what I have here as far as taking care of these chickens. They're not old enough to lay eggs yet, but in a couple of months they will be, and I just hope I have something a little bit better than this. And I really hope that I'll be able to let the roosters out of the cages and not have to worry about them messing with the other birds. Yeah, okay. That's it, really. 1 year in the Mojave Desert. Oh, I just got rid of the snakes too yesterday. Gave them to some guy. He said he's gonna turn them into some cool skins. He knew the snakes pretty well. I could tell one looked a little different than the other, and he said it was a male and a female. Yeah, I was like, oh, maybe I should have bred them. And he kind of got mad. He's like, no, you shouldn't have done that. You should not do that. It was the funniest reaction ever. I'm like, hey man, take it easy. It was just a joke. He's like, you should kill them. I'm like, all right. People around here hate those rattlesnakes. But yeah, I also gave him a scorpion, and maybe with any luck he'll have some money for me. And he sells the scorpion and does whatever he says he's gonna do with the snakes. All right. Yeah, I guess a little rearrangement I did. I need to insulate this place so bad. This yesterday, yeah, we got right to the F. And tomorrow it's supposed to be 107. So 107 we're gonna be, so it would be right in between there, but this is usually about 15 degrees warmer in here on this wall than it is outside, so we're probably looking at somewhere around here. The idea of making this, you know, all I could see is they wanted the freezing 32 to be right on the top. Because out here in the desert, it's going to get way hotter than 110 very often. And as cold as it gets, I don't think we're ever gonna get to minus 20, maybe that. So it's a little off balance. Humidity is, that's accurate. It's usually pretty dry. And it says normal is here, but honestly, this line is usually about normal on an average day. But out here in the desert, like, that's normal for San Jose. Out here in the desert, it's usually like just right where it says dry, almost to where it says dry. So today is a little more humid than normal, but normal if this was San Francisco. All right, I don't think there's anything else. Moved the solar panels finally, still haven't gotten them put up. They're like a year old now. Pond holds water for a while, maybe a few days. I don't know if I'll start filling it up again. I'd like to, but we'll see what the summer heat does. The most important thing that was for was, you know, the animals. Stack those up over there. Yeah, there's not much else to show. My bathroom hasn't come along any further along. I've actually had to take some of it apart to use for other things, like the water. I couldn't put the water up on any of these heavy-duty tables for some reason. They told me it wouldn't hold it, but yeah, someone gave them to me specifically for the water tank, and that's whatever. I think now that I got a car, I might get a part-time job just to have a little bit of income. My property taxes are paid for, so I don't got anything I got to worry about for another year, as far as like what you would consider paying rent, I guess, paying rent to the government. There's work to do. The animals messed up the fence, but yeah, it's gonna be a fun summer. I got a little pool. That is, for me, is just as much as it is for the animals. Makes a great incubator for the baby chicks too. Oh, I also found a place. Great news. I found like a feed store in, I think it's Ridgecrest. Yeah. So and when I went by there, their sign was out saying that they had chicks. So I won't have to go all the way to Tehachapi to get chicks. I can just stay here in the desert and go check out the place in Ridgecrest. Okay, so that's my 1 year update, you guys. Thank you so much for watching. There'll be more. This isn't over. I know I said it was over, but oh hey, yeah, it's not over. I didn't expect to get this. It's still being paid for, so it's not like I just forked over all the money. So another good reason to get a little bit of part-time job here. And yeah, just stay with me and pray for me. Good things will happen. Good things will keep happening. A lot of good things have. It's tough. But man, I tell you, when I get these trees in the ground, when these trees really start growing, I don't even know if I did a video on this, but just real quick, my Afghan pine. I moved it twice.